Hey, I believe we are just about ready to get started, but before we get started, I do have a very exciting donation. This is from one $20 from Leggy Starscream. Open character names. In this economy, I'd better fix that and name Rosa after my wonderful partner Demi. Gotta name the best Final Fantasy IV White Mage after the best IRL White Mage after all. And then like a little emoji text heart. It's very cute. Everyone say, "Aww." And I believe we are live and pretty much ready to go with Cave Story 3D RVO with Amber. Possibly in just a moment. Oh,
Can you not hear?
we hear you now.
Okay,
Okay, good.
that was weird.
No worries.
And I'm ready whenever.
Oh, I can totally give you a countdown if that's what you're waiting on.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's go with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so this is we went through Zelda 3, we went to Zelda 2, and now we're going to the original game in the Zelda series, Cave Story 3D.
Exactly. That's how it works.
So there's a lot of things that are going to happen in this run. It's going to be completely ordinary, but let's just start with movement. Jumping is fast. Your friction is much higher on the ground than it is in the air. So to turn, I'm going to try and land. And to move, I'm going to try and want to be in the air as much as possible. But yeah, if you jump immediately upon landing on water, you keep your speed. Now, I'm going to veer right over to how the booster works, because there's going to be very little time to actually explain movement in this run, because there's going to be a lot of other stuff going on. So the way booster works is that I press the B button, I move in a direction that I'm holding. If I land and then immediately jump, I keep that momentum. That's going to be a theme with the movement in this game. If I can keep that momentum, I will move very fast. So we just got Polar Star. Now, there is a faster route than the one I'm going to be running in this, but it's a little less interesting. So I've chosen to run the slightly slower route for the purpose of this marathon, because it's cool. So we got Polar Star, and normally we would not keep this, for, reasons. But we're going to actually keep Polar Star here. We're going to completely normally do this, and that's all of the normal gameplay you're going to get from this run. So normally in this game, I would go left, I would pick up the locket, I would go fight Balrog, or say no and just skip Balrog. Easiest skip in the game. You just say no, and you don't fight Balrog. Mind, we have to fight Balrog in this run, but as the last boss in the game. Because, oh yeah, I didn't even mention what category.
Yeah, this is Cave Story 3D Reverse Boss Order.
No, it's Reverse Boss Adventure.
Alright, Reverse Boss Adventure.
So now for completely not worrying reasons, I'm gonna go get the map system first, because I want to see where I'm going, and no other reasons.
Yeah,
So we got the map system. We're gonna not fall. Okay, I did not fall skip, which is fantastic. And we're just gonna save here, because actually I don't want to play this game anymore.
Well,
So I actually messed this up. I changed my mind again, because I actually messed it up. I'm gonna just go here, and now I'm gonna quit the game, because I don't want to play the game. I changed my mind yet again. So I'm actually gonna play File 2. Oh, I actually made a large mistake here, but I can fix that really easily. So, in order to fight Balrog, you need this cutscene active. But in order to actually, because we have to get into Graveyard, and the only way to get into Graveyard is by removing the NPC in front of it, which you need access to this cutscene. You need to have completed this cutscene. So we need to use a second file to get through this cutscene and to get access to Graveyard, because Actually, while I'm thinking, can you explain how item count works?
Okay, so this is gonna be a short explanation of the one glitch of Keystore 3D. So Keystore 3D adds a new mechanic to the game, which means you can use the inventory with the touchscreen. Because of this, it's possible to open the inventory and open the post menu and quit the game with the inventory open, which is not possible in any other version of Keystore. Because of this, and because of how the inventory works, which basically stores the script of the room you are in, to overwrite it with the script to handle inventory items. When we reload the game is still paused. And when we close the inventory, the inventory works properly and goes to load again the script of the room we paused. So which essentially allows us to run scripts and events from one room in the room we are currently in.
So it's actually very important that I run the game on easy difficulty. So 2-minute time loss, it's not a big deal. If there's like a donation you can read, I just gotta do this part again.
Yeah, I can throw a donation out there. We have $15 from Margaret Ann saying, "I like to sing. I like to make up lyrics. I like girls even when their fathers don't approve. I like eating food with spoons. Is this enough to make me a bard in Final Fantasy IV?" Thinking face. Name Edward Margie. Thank you, Margie.
Well done.
Okay, so I need to explain what the mistake I made, because it's actually relevant. So we need to run the game on easy difficulty. Now, we don't have to, but it is highly recommended not because of any actual difficulty, but because, as you're going to see, there's a chance of us just dying completely beyond my control if we have less than 10 health on normal and 5 health on easy. There's nothing I can do about it. I can just die before I gain control of the character. So it is actually kind of important to be on easy. And in addition to that, there's the first section, which is a little bit scary, because I'm going to go into one of the middle areas of a regular playthrough, significantly earlier than intended. I'm going to have level 1 Polar Star. Here we got another cutscene. So the main thing is that this is reverse boss order, but the first boss we're going to kill is not going to actually be the final boss. Because part of the definition of the category is that we need to continuously, from a file, kill all the bosses. So if we were to kill the final boss and then reset, that's not good enough. So, and because we cannot save after the boss right before the final boss, either, we just have to do both of those bosses last. Which actually means, as you're going to find out, despite what you're going to see on this run, we actually have to do the game's intended final challenge as intended by the developer. All of the things we can break in this game, we must play the final section of the game as intended.
Yeah, the sanctuary refuses to be broken.
Now that we're back to where I was before I messed up, I am going to... So, a thing is that we allow the reason we allow time attack use in this run, which, spoilers, I'm about to go into time attack, because I decided I want to play that instead. Okay, we're in time attack. Fireball was Arthur's key for some reason, but I don't actually want to be in Arthur's house. So I'm gonna go back.
This run is so full of indecisions.
I'm gonna go through here, back to Mimiga Village. Oh, sorry, I meant Sand Zone. Hi, Curly. Bye, Curly. Hi, Curly. Bye, Curly. And now I actually want to go to Arthur's house. So this skips Arthur's key, which normally would be intended to go into Graveyard, but I can't get into Graveyard yet. So we're just gonna go over here. We're going to save. I'm gonna look at my route. I have that, so... Yep.
Also, Amber, we're doing a terrible job. We haven't even introduced this game.
Oh, yeah, Emma, go ahead.
Okay, so, short explanation of which you could know like 10 minutes ago. Keystore 3D is the 3DS remake of the lovely, genre-defining and all the positive stuff I can say about it, Keystore.
Also, I just got Booster for my computer, don't worry about it.
Yeah, released in 2004. This is one of the last remake. This is basically the last remake of the game to have direct input from Daisuke Maya. He directed it.
Also, hey, it's the opening cutscene again.
Again,
Don't worry about it.
yeah, using the casino a lot.
Because I want to use a third file, actually. Yeah. Oh, I should be, hand cam.
Yeah, we need to set the hand cam because watching a 3DS play is wild.
Press down on the control pad to activate save points, enter doors, and I forget what the third thing is. So it's funny, that little piece of tutorial actually enables the any % speedrun to be 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Oh yeah, so this game is so broken to the point where any % is like 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and best ending is like 9 minutes, and neither kills a single boss. So what if we went less fast? And that's what this category basically is. How do we go less fast, but still have an interesting speedrun? And that's basically this category. I actually routed this category originally because I wanted I messed up. Because I actually wanted a marathon run for this, but it's a 3.5 minute run, or a 5 minute, or a 9 minute run, or a 12-minute run if you kill the final boss. And it's just that's not super interesting. So what if we killed all of the bosses in the reverse order? So the way the inventory works is that it preserves the scripts from where we quit out of, and we can then run those. When we load into the game, it loads the... I need to do the commentate level.
Yeah, when we load the game, it basically loads the scripts we are in into the room. However, it only does that when we close the inventory. When we open the inventory, the game still loads the scripts of the proper room we're in, because it's not the fact that we're paused and loads the inventory, it's just opening the inventory itself. So basically the inventory is open, but we still have the scripts of the room we loaded in when we load. That means that we can therefore use those inventories if we could activate them from the inventory menu. And most rooms don't have event IDs long enough to trigger them. However, Arthur's house has the teleporter scripts, which are highly convenient because we can use them to teleport easily to all of the 5 locations available for teleporting in Arthur's house.
Also, I just got Spur. We actually need... there are only a few things we actually need to complete the run, and a weapon happens to be one of them. We also need flight because we cannot actually get up to Bolos at Cloud. And I assume that I'm not skipping the HP grind?
Just a moment, let me triple check on that. We are not skipping the health grind.
Excellent. So we're actually going to get an arbitrarily large amount of health. So if you've been paying attention, we can carry scripts over to other rooms. And if we happen to have an object that corresponds with their ID, we can trigger it. But what I haven't told you is that if it has an ID below the ID, but there isn't an associated ID, it will just trigger whatever's the next one. So because of that, the script that tells the HP capsule to destroy itself doesn't trigger on this poor Cthulhu here. Luckily, the Cthulhu does get saved. And we can just get an arbitrary number. And now I'm going to make this a co-op run by handing this to my partner here so that I can drink my coffee. This is now a co-op run. We're going to get quite a bit of HP here because... not for any serious reason, but simply because there's an interesting quirk with HP in this game. So you're only normally intended to get 55 HP in the freeware version, and 98 HP in Case Story 3D.
You're intended to get 100, however, due to a couple issues with how capsules were implemented, it's actually impossible to reach without glitches.
Yes. So we can go up to... you would think that the cap would be around 127, 255, something like that, because, video games. It's not. So the cap on max health is 127. The cap on current health does not exist. You can overflow it theoretically if you really have that much time to spend.
Yeah, funnily enough, they actually fixed that in the Switch version.
Yeah, for some reason...
9,099.
The Switch version actually has a cap, because I guess they thought it was a relevant thing to fix.
I mean, it's relevant.
Yeah, it is relevant, because the Switch version is also broken, but in its own special way. So, we're gonna get an arbitrary amount of health, and yes, you can go over the minus 127 insta-kill damage, and you can take that minus 127, and it's not actually an insta-kill. It is exactly what it says. So I can just take 127 damage. How much health are we at?
111.
Okay. So we can activate the teleporter from Arthur's house with the inventory, and we can do a couple of other interesting things with that. But here's the thing, is we can teleport, and it will carry the inventory state, and when we press the button to close the inventory, we will reload the script. Now, there's one little thing. Now, only we could get to more areas of the game with these loaded scripts. And, well, we're going to get to that in just a second. Okay, we should be...
Is that enough?
I don't know. I mean, I've completed this run with 15 health.
Yeah, it's not like I played Cave Story before. Like, what do you think I was? Like a Cave Story speedrunner or something?
Okay, so we're going to reload to restore the game's intended script. And hopefully I actually saved there. Okay, good. So we need to get back to Arthur's house, because Arthur's house is the hub. So, in order to actually save... So we're going to go try and start getting ready to kill the first boss of the game. I'm going to collect this rusty key here for later, because we needed to kill one of the bosses, and it's just convenient. We need to kill Undead Core first. Now, in order to save after killing Undead Core, which is part of the category, we need to actually be able to enter the prefab building with the island crumbling. And so to do that, the thing that actually triggers that is killing Undead Core with Iron Bond. We don't need to have Curly saved. Curly can get out of it herself. It's fine. She can get out, she's fine.
Okay.
We're gonna leave her to die afterwards, as you'll see. So
I take issue with this treatment of Curly Brace. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to stand for this.
Hey, I love Curly, and she's a big girl. We'll see her later. Okay, I need to reorient myself in my real talk, and I just did. Excellent. So there's a lot of cool. So as you might not know, if you played this game casually, there's actually a lot of interesting stuff in Arthur's house. Like, for example, oh, I didn't mean to go to Reservoir. I meant to go to Arthur's house. I'm going to go back to Arthur's house, because I think Arthur has a locket that we need to kill a boss later. Let me just check. It's probably in those flowers. If I can use movement. Hey, look, it's the silver locket. It's in here too. So I'm just gonna go over here. I'm gonna save. So now we need to. Now the reason we set up the second file is so that we can get into Graveyard. Now I actually timed this, and it's actually faster to not save after opening the Graveyard. We're gonna trigger this text in the game twice, and yes, it is faster than just walking back and saving. I timed it. It is faster, because item quitting to reload the game takes about 18 seconds. If you're lucky and the game doesn't decide to load for longer. The one thing I will say that this game is a little rough on the loading times, but like it's fine. I like this game. It's adorable. It's wonderful.
I mean, it's not that the loading times are long by themselves. It just happens that the original game has pretty much no loading times.
Yeah. So hey, look, it's Arthur's grave. He got buried in his house. I can respect that.
So we got the key. Those flowers have been very generous to us.
So I'm gonna save. I'm not gonna reload. You've been tricked. You've been rused. I'm gonna go talk to Mapignon, except not. So we need the Iron Bond, and to get the Iron Bond, we need to give Curly Mapignon. So we need to acquire Mapignon without killing Mapignon, and luckily, it's in the teleporter.
This Rando 6 sucks.
Hey, Cave Story 3 Rando is amazing. Okay, and I need to, once again, scroll down on my route guide, which is important. This game's confusing, so I'm sitting here with a route guide. So we need to do that, do that, do that, do that. Okay, and I am reoriented. So now we need to go to Plantation. So, Emma, why don't you explain how overflows work?
Okay, the game has as I mentioned previously, the game has an script buffer where it keeps track of every single event file we've ever opened. This is exactly also how freeware works and how this version works, since this version is the most closely resembling freeware in terms of behavior. And that buffer is never clear. It's just overwritten.
Also, hey, normal ending cutscene, don't worry about it.
So every time we reload a new file, if the file is small enough, we can make it go past the normal terminator for that file and start reading previous files that we open in what we call a simple overflow.
Yes.
And since the game will always search for whatever event is in the number and will just keep reading past, we can actually make the game trigger events from way past the normal limit of the file and access other file data. which is what we refer to normally as an overflow.
And hey, look, we're in Plantation, and we've carried the Mimiga box, so what happens if we overflow? I wonder where we'll end up. Hey, what a coincidence, we ended up in Storehouse. I don't like Storehouse, I'm going to Plantation. Actually, how about we go back to that third file?
Yeah, I like that. Sounds like a solid plan.
Okay, I need to be very careful to jump over a trigger here, and normally I would just YOLO that jump, but I don't feel like soft walking.
Oh yeah, there are a couple instances in this game where you can softlock. For example, every time Amber does an inventory teleport, she can actually softlock if she closes the inventory too early. Because that's gonna cancel whatever script is running at the moment, and that's gonna cancel the teleport stuff, and she's gonna lose, and she's never gonna recover control, and she's gonna softlock.
So I actually stole Plantation. And this is why we collect the locket now. We could actually collect it later, but the locket gives us free access to... It happens to correspond with the teleport to Labyrinth. So we're teleporting to Labyrinth with the Plantation script stored. And now, so Cave Story 3 actually added a bunch of extra life capsules, and that's really convenient. Because would you guess what the life capsule... In this room, I missed the jump. That's tragedy, I gotta reset.
Also, hi, Booster.
Also, hi, Booster. Hi, Booster.
Booster is just vibing there.
Curly's just here in this life capsule. Chilling there. We're gonna give her the Mapignon. A Mapignon? Are there multiple Mapignons? I don't know.
Yes, remember, Mapignon is a competitive Pokemon.
Oh, that's right.
We'll talk about that when we actually have to fight it.
So there's a lot of story going on here. We don't really care for... I mean, we should care for the story, but we're doing a speedrun. And we're gonna get the Iron Bond, which now we are set to go fight Undead Core. But we can't get out of here.
Yeah, because the only way to get out of here is to kill Professor Booster, which we don't want.
No, like that doesn't activate the teleporter.
Oh,
We
no.
literally cannot get out of Labyrinth without going through Ironhead. But luckily, the inventory is our friend. And we've used Arthur's key to leave the Labyrinth, and now we're going to go fight the first boss of this run. Which I get to by doing things, probably. Thank you, dear.
I had a quick second. I just want to shout out Dusty for that raid. But I know your commentary is fast and furious, and I do not want to get away in the way of everything going on here because this is fascinating.
I love this game so much. Like, even just the glitchless runs of this game are amazing. Okay, so I want to get back to there. I'm going to enter. Thank you, there. You don't have my plugin for this browser, so I'm getting lost in it. But one. So I actually used the wrong item to teleport. So the teleport to Destroyed Egg Corridor is also just happens to be one of the items, and yeah, now I'm in Destroyed Egg Corridor, and it's just a couple of seconds faster, but we need to pick up the Rusty Key for the run anyways, so it's just faster to pick up the Rusty Key early and use it to save a couple of extra seconds. Free time save is free time save. And so we carried that over, and now we're going to enter the last cave. A black wind blows through our body. Our level 1 weapon dropped to level 1. But we're not going to go through that because, as you notice, the camera breaks every time we use that glitch. So it's bad to stay in that glitch for, like, you know, bosses and stuff. So we're going to go to balcony. 18 seconds is roughly the limit for how... Oh my god, that jump. Sad. Is roughly the limit for how much time movement needs to save. And it does happen to be faster to just run there. So we need a file at prefab to get out after the boss, and we also just need a file at prefab for the end of the game. So we now need to save this file in prefab 2. Its job at Storehouse is done. It existed there for like 2 seconds. And now, again, the 18-second rule. We can just walk over this way. No weapons, doesn't matter. We're just gonna go fight the final boss, as is. It's gonna be okay. We didn't need
weapons.
Actually, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go for safe strats. And by safe strats, I mean the actual strat, because I've tricked nobody, I imagine. So, we could have gone right in there and fought Misery, but this is reverse boss order. We could go right and fight Doctor right now, but this is reverse boss order. there's a theme here.
Yeah, this is reverse Balrog Adventure.
Oh yeah, it's reverse boss adventure. The reason it's called reverse boss adventure instead of reverse boss order is because I am the only runner, and I thought it was amusing. So we're gonna have more story here. Something something Mimika, something something red flower, something something spinny red thing.
Something something power, something something.
So we need to kill the undead core, which is confusing if you think about it too much. So don't. So undead core has three phases. First phase is with both of them alive, and basically we can damage him once, but he will not open again until he moves to the front of the room. We have to kill either Misery or Sue here. So I want to just do that, and then I want Trogo to come down here. I kind of messed this up slightly.
So, this is a good moment to talk about weapon mechanics in history. Most weapons in history use experience. Those small little triangles, Doritos that you see there, can be collected to increase experience. But the reason we go like Spore in this run is that Spore doesn't follow it. Spore actually works like a charge shot in Mega Man. You can hold it by holding the weapon button, and it will charge and increase level. You can actually see how much it level increases as you hold it. So the boss opens every couple seconds.
Oh, that
we
was
just
really
need to
bad.
shoot at it.
No! Okay,
And that was it.
I could have done that way faster, but hey, nobody. Don't worry about it. It was fast.
It
Believe
looked
me.
fast to me, like just as an observer, and you seem to have plenty of health left.
Oh yeah, I'm on easy difficulty because of the one thing I had mentioned, and yeah, like it's. If you think you can't beat Cave Story, just play it on easy. Like just do it. You can experience the game. Just get a lot of the extra health. You'll beat it. It's fun. It's a good game. And then come learn speedrunning.
Mm-hmm.
So normally in the freeware version of the game, you would just go down the same path you came in to skip, but this version of the game added an escape sequence. So here we can sing the really valuable theme from Super Metroid. Tan 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 tan.
Oh,
tan,
I went
tan,
right
tan,
for some reason.
Tan 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 tan.
My favorite slope in the game, and I messed it up. So yeah, like this is an extra area in the game, and I'm not going through it particularly quickly. Now, if I had tap left here, I would get crushed and take 127 damage. Also, that life capsule gives 1 HP. I should have gotten it for safety, definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We are so low on HP.
So, if I go through this door, we're in Throne Room. But if I walk left, Misery Fight will activate, and we can't do that because this is reverse boss order. We need to kill the Doctor next. So, conveniently, this door just leads to the Doctor if we do a little bit of shenanigans. And we're gonna go kill the Doctor. Boss number 2 of the run.
Yeah, this run is kind of a miracle. Somehow everything ended up lining up. Like,
Except for heavy press. I'm still sad about that.
Queerness is still the bane of our existence.
Like, there are a couple of things that just barely don't work to make heavy press work. Because a lot of the stuff in this is just based on how the script links, which were definitely not planned for to be mattering in this game. So that was kind of slow, but here we go. Muscle Doctor. No.
Yeah, the muscle doctor decided to hit the gym, and he got a lot buff. Normally in the glitchless spinner, we would be stuffing his face with super missiles, but we don't have super missiles.
We actually can get super missiles quite early, but when we are forced to collect missiles, and then we'll just have missiles and super missiles cluttering our inventory, and maybe it might be faster, but like, it's not that big of a difference. I can't imagine. I mean, actually, the faster strat of this actually get the blade early, but it makes them less interesting fights in general, and it hurts my hands, honestly. So we have got to go back up. We come back down, and the room reverts to its old state. The game by the way, the game's going to be shaking for the entire rest of the game. The screen's going to be shaking for the entire rest of the game.
Yeah, this is because the game believes we are in the escape sequence, and the escape sequence shakes. So pretty much the entire rest of the game is going to be taken. So that's a content warning. I think the content warning was outration, but you should know anyway.
And everyone's favorite non-binary witch.
I'm a big fan of Misery. Do I have a moment to make a small announcement and maybe read a donation?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we have 2 donations. One from someone named Reverse Boss Wizard. I wonder who that is. Eyes emoji. Saying, "Huzzah! Heck, Nicholas, and all the love to Pixel." And I personally agree with that one a lot. And we have $100 from Anonymous saying, "Scraggle song, Scraggle song." And guess what? That's going towards Beatmania. And with those 2 donations, that brings us over $6,000, which is incredible. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I want to clap, but I think that would come over poorly on the microphone. But please, everyone at home, and imagine that on your sides.
It's not very good at the clapping.
Okay, so Misery's down, and we can finally escape normally. However, the game still thinks we're in the escape sequence.
So we load into this balcony is actually a completely different map. And yeah, so we are now in the prefab 2, which is also a completely different map, and that leads to the final boss sequence. But we can't do that because it's a reverse boss order, and we have to finish the game at the end of the run because we can't save after finishing the game. Imagine that. So we're just gonna take this file in prefab 2. So the door in prefab 2 still works. It's still like an object with an event ID, and its event ID happens to be 0100, which corresponds to the first door in most areas. So we're gonna go through the door, which now corresponds to the door on balcony, and we're in Hidden Last Cave, and we're gonna kill the 4th boss of the run. I'm gonna lose count eventually and say the 50th boss or something. Wait, I can actually get crushed here and show that they are an instant kill, but I would like to keep this out.
Yeah, affectionately call this boss the tutorial boss, and you'll see why soon.
This will be much faster with Blade, actually. Maybe I should have gotten Blade for this run, but oh well. Oh my god, please.
He's done.
Okay, apparently the tutorial boss is giving me trouble.
Yeah, tutorials can be hard.
Yes. So we're done. That's another boss done. I need to scroll down my route document. There we go. Yum. Actually, can you scroll up? Oh, wait, I have a keyboard in front of me. Yum. Yum. Oh, okay. So now we need to get back to Arthur's house. So the next boss is going to be Mapignon, which also requires some shenanigans to access. So... Okay. My brain caught... The amber loading screens are actually longer than the game loading screens, sometimes. So now we need to kill Mapignon. So Mapignon won't actually fight us unless we've talked to the Cthulhu implantation with Curly actually there, which we need to complete part of the best ending stuff in order for that to actually happen. And as you know, we can't do all of that because we need to kill some bosses for that, and we need to kill them later in the run. So we need to load the script for... Oh, no, not this yet. We need to load the script for that Cthulhu and move it somewhere where we can access it. Now, the only place where we can actually load that script turns out to be Mimika Village, but there isn't a save point in Mimika Village. So we're actually going to take advantage of a couple of things. We mentioned the overflows, and you can actually overflow via the inventory. It's a little more involved, the setup, but basically when you open the inventory, it loads the arms item script, which controls the inventory. Now, this script happens to be longer than most of the other scripts, so we'll overwrite everything else in the buffer except for the plantation script, and it doesn't overflow to anything particularly interesting in the plantation script. So we need to get things into memory without the arms item, with the inventory open. And you'll notice that we're using multiple save files here, and here's a hint. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to save here. We now save this file and Thu's abode, and I quit out even though I still need to do something in that file, as you can imagine. Talking is hard with a run like this.
Yeah, Amber, it's almost like you got a commentator for a reason.
Yeah, but then I'm talking like at 300 miles per hour.
You're talking faster than you run.
So this file also does not have Arthur's key, and we need Arthur's key on it. So we're gonna just go back into a corridor, and we're gonna teleport it there. And now, this is gonna look slow, but it's faster, trust me. Trust me, this is faster. So we're gonna save. We're gonna exit out. We're gonna load up our old friend Time Attack. We're gonna quit out of Time Attack. We're gonna load back up this file, And we're gonna get Booster 2.0. It looks slow, but I timed it. It's faster. It's faster. Believe me. Booster 2.0 is just that much faster. Like, it's just that much faster. Oh, I still need that file. Oh wait, no, but I have to reset it anyways. Don't worry about it, Mia.
So here we're gonna make use of my favorite sub-glitch of item quit. We never explained that item quit is how we refer to the fact that we can load inventory into other rooms. We're gonna go to the Yamashita farm, one of the most forgotten rooms in Cave Story.
It has such a good track that plays in one room. Like, so there's unused save scripts in that room. And that's important. Loading the wrong file, however, is not important. And for once, I did not reroute this like the day before I'm running it in a marathon. So, you know, I don't have that excuse today. So we're just gonna load Arthur's house script. We're gonna load into Thule's abode. And what do you know? We're in Mimiga Village. And hey, look, we do want to save, in fact.
So this is basically my favorite sub-glitch is Verang, which is a portable save disk. And we can use it to save in several rooms that normally don't have save disks, since the save system in Cave Story only allows you to save at specific points. And we can carry save scripts. We can effectively save in rooms that normally won't have a save file, a save point, which, as you have noticed, item quitting is powerful in rooms where we can save it. So this further extends the possibilities of item quitting.
That's not the one I wanted, but it doesn't matter. It's not that bad. Because, you know, I actually know which doors correspond to which event IDs, so, you know, I can make up for mistakes sometimes. Sometimes. Sometimes those are self-luck. But that should not happen here, hopefully. So, we've now loaded Plantation script into Mimiga Village, and here's the Thulu. Some gal, the Big Chungus, however, is here to help us. Now, we need to get out of here, because we need to get back to the actual map to save, and all those exits go back to Plantation. Oh no, you say? That's not that great. Well, you are wrong. So, I used to have this routed differently, and by differently I mean slow. And turns out we can just save the file there in the storehouse. And also, yeah, Booster is fast. I don't know why I'm doing this. It's not fast when I move like that, though. Booster is allegedly fast. Yum.
Allegedly.
We're gonna go talk to Jack over here. Again, he forgot. It's okay. I would forget too, considering everything that's going on. So we're gonna end up in cemetery again.
Or maybe I can catch a break.
We need to go fight Mapignon. So, the version of this route that actually gets Blade actually also collects Nemesis specifically for this boss. This boss is actually immune to Blade. Also, I gotta not click the wrong option because, you know, dialogue maze.
Yeah, this version is a competitive Pokemon, as I'm about to explain. For starters, it has Prankster. And now it's going to lead to the boss fight. And the boss fight is exactly competitive Pokemon. He sits idly, he then uses Iron Head, followed by Rock Slide.
I love you.
It uses Iron Head and Rock Slide again. And later follows by Substitute, however we didn't get to see it, because Kimmy was fast.
I got one cycle!
What?
I mean, I got one cycle just like every run I've ever done.
I love how that boss is just a mushroom, and you defeat it, and it's like, alright, put me in your pocket, whatever.
Because now we can go give it to Curly, so Curly can eat it. And you hang on!
Curly can
I'm
eat it
muting my mouth.
in the past, I think, at this point.
In the past, yes, thank you. That's the words I was trying to say. Words are hard.
Words are extremely difficult, and I'm shocked we all use them.
We do use words.
I don't know. Don't ask me. I didn't invent them.
Okay, so next boss, we're gonna go kill everyone's favorite DLC boss, and I'm saying that because it's skipped in the any % speedrun.
It's just given the 80% speedrun and in the 100% speedrun.
It's much harder in the 100% speedrun. You can still skip it. I mean, there's a safe. There's an easy save strat actually, so it's not that hard. So we're gonna go fight sisters, which with the blade and nemesis strats is difficult. Whisper.
Not so much.
I'm gonna need like complete and utter silence and full focus to beat it. I promise. I would never be making a joke.
So there's a decent chance in your casual playthrough history you actually didn't fight the sisters. That's because the only way to fight them is to fight them in the corridor by picking up a missiles upgrade, which is entirely optional.
Oh, also a fun fact, that was the outer wall. There's actually an inner wall in this version of the game. We don't go to it, but it exists. Trust me.
In any percent speedruns, you actually skip it because you don't need to grab that missile expansion. In 100% speedruns, you skip them because you can actually grab the missile expansion and fly and reach the exit fast enough before the boss actually spawns.
Another new idea, which we're not going to see in the speedrun.
But in the case of History 3D, we have no option but to beat them for the reversal sorted category. So that's what you're gonna watch right now. Of course, this boss was kind of not meant to be fought with a spore, even though you can reach.
Can get spur before this boss. So, hey look, it's missiles! We need these for a quick kill on the final boss, and also we have to collect them anyways, so that's really convenient. So, normally you would jump to do the skip, but I actually want the boss to spawn as fast as possible, and it's based on a trigger on your horizontal position. So, I'm just gonna... Nyum, 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 nyum. I did it slow. Tragic. Nyum.
Done.
Hardest boss in the game. There's actually a slightly faster strat to do it, which just involves standing on the left. That's just so you can get to the save point faster.
Also, thanks for the save point game.
No! Now, okay, that's the sisters, everyone's favorite DLC boss, defeated. And now we need to get back to Arthur's house. And as you know, walking is slow. The only reason walking is slow there is because there's doors in our way. And doors require the game to... Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. Walking, as I said, doors are slow. There we go. There we go. So, now, next, we've got to fight Core. And Core is... Oh? Oh, right. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
We get to fight the hardest boss in this category now. And I mean it.
Okay. So we're gonna go fight Ironheads. So this is why we play on easy, because normally I don't get this much health. But you know, I wanted to be safe for Marathon, unless you all didn't want me to be safe. And thank you.
Thank you for not wanting this run to die.
Thank you for saving my nerves. So, there's a lot of unused exits in this game, and in Sand Zone, for some reason, there's a warp to Ironhead. Now, if you played this game, you know there's a little stuff, something quite not right with this fight. And yeah, I don't exactly know why this happens. Like, there's some theories going on, but yeah, basically, Ironhead can just kind of move on to you when the room loads, but before you actually gain control, and you just die. If you have 5 or less health in easy, and 10 or less health. I usually do this run with about 15 health. And if you, like, with 135, it's a little bit safer.
Yeah, the main reason we suspect the fight is playing like this, and it's definitely not supposed to play like this, is that every exit in the game also sets the coordinates in which quad is gonna spawn in the next room. And since we enter from an unused exit that probably doesn't have the proper coordinates, quad spawns at the center of the room that is spawning at the left edge.
Also with Blade, you can one-cycle that boss.
Yeah, and this is essentially causing the game to completely break because much of the scripting of this fight is based on quad's position and facing angle. So we pretty much broke everything we could break in that fight.
Also, that's where I would have collected Amulet if we didn't need it in the start. Oh, hey, look, it's Sue.
That's the Rocco.
Oh, sorry, that's Arthur.
Okay,
Everyone's favorite artwork. So we've killed Ironhead, and I went to the wrong room because I'm talking very quickly, probably. Yeah.
I could give you a break with the donation if you'd like.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
We have $15 from the suspiciously named Regent Balrog Wisher, saying, "Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. May not catch the other Balrog appearances, so here's 5 for 3 more appearances. Please say it accordingly, host." Oh, whoops. Much love to the Edge Case Collective for our wonderful, beautiful, and lovely runners, commentators, and hosts. And as a reminder, you're all completely valid.
Yeah, we still have some Balrogs to go in this reverse Balrog adventure run.
Yes. So here we're taking a bit more advantage. Now here, oh wait, I loaded the wrong file. So not here, but in like 2 seconds here, we can just die, and I have to repeat the setup. And there's nothing I can do about that. That's just how it be sometimes. So does Ironhead like me? Ironhead likes me.
Yay!
So I mentioned about the unused things, which by the way, the sound zone warp is one of those. So in the Ironhead room, there's also an unused warp. It's a core. We're in core room now. Like, it is weird. Like, there's so much unused stuff in this, which, like, so much of it just makes this route work. Now, I'm gonna try
Thanks for mentioning that a lot of this unused stuff is actually in the vanilla game.
Oh my god, please. Please. I just want to show off that you can shoot it from there. Thank you. That you can shoot that from super far away. The non-glitched runs will shoot that with super missiles if possible. And, yeah, if I can actually hit it, it hits with a spur. So we just gotta do the intended... This is definitely intended. Everything here is intended. I'm not joking. Like, I have to do this section of the game as intended.
I mean, the fact that you have Booster 2.0 in this section of the game is definitely not intended.
Honestly, Booster 2.0 is the main reason I haven't been able to motivate myself to play the non-glitch categories. Like, just having Booster 2.0 early. Like, Booster 2.0 is not complex movement, but it sure is fun. Like,
also, there's a lot of technique involved. For example, you can, if you land from Booster 2.0 just at the ground level, or for example from a slope and jump immediately, you can preserve your booster speed in the air, which is incredibly fast and is done by top-level best ending runs.
yes.
However, you don't get to see Booster 2.0 movement until like 2/3 into the best ending run.
That reminds me, I should mention, if you've seen freeware runs of this game, the physics in all versions of this game, except for, you know, certain open source NX Engine base ports, all the physics are the same. It just runs at a different frame rate.
Yeah, this version of the game has a 60 FPS logic, but 30
Nope.
FPS.
The logic runs at 60 FPS, but it accepts input at 30 FPS along with the thing, which seems not to matter that much, but there's a skip done near the end of the game. It takes a couple of seconds that I haven't actually been able to get on this version of the game. And it's strange. I don't know why. But yeah.
I expect that due to input taking every only 30 frames per second, the skip might actually be frame perfect.
Also, I was supposed to fall after killing Core there, but I didn't. I just kind of didn't press the right button.
So now we're just gonna drown.
I could go get tow rope. Should I get tow rope? I'm not gonna get tow rope. Tow rope is slow.
Save Curly.
The rise is slow. You immediately grab Thor.
I have to save the cute robot.
Thank you.
Cute robot is cute.
Exactly.
Curly is valid and wonderful, and saving her is worth it.
I'm too gay not to save Curly.
She'll be fine.
Okay, so we're just gonna carry Curly out. So this is slow, but we're doing it because I'm gay. That's the only motivation I need in life.
I approve.
Valid. I'm extremely validating this. Like,
My favorite part of the run.
Oh yeah, this room filled with water likes.
I adore and love this game, and I think that it does not deserve the bad reputation it gets. But the lag in Waterway is really bad, and sometimes makes me reconsider that assessment.
Luckily though, in this category we don't even get to see waterway.
Also, I just reloaded the same save file. That's gonna happen a lot, because talking while running this category is hard. So, we need to get out of Dark Room, and we're actually carrying Curly out of there, but she won't actually show up in the rest of the game, so don't worry about it. So, we're gonna item quit in the Mega Village, we're gonna reload, and hey, guess what? This store is just an object in the video game. So if we make it load the wrong thing, it does the wrong thing. Remember, the game is not confused. You are confused. So, route, please, makes sense to me. Okay, thank you. Okay, so the game now wants us to encounter Booster, so we're gonna get Booster 2.0 again. It doesn't do anything at all. We don't even get another booster in our inventory, so really, I want my money back.
Hi Booster. We'll see a lot of boosters during this run.
So speaking of our favorite Switch stock, we're gonna fight Balrog soon.
Yeah, Balrog is a Switch stock. Change our minds.
So now we have the labyrinth teleport, which would have been really handy earlier, but hey, I got to show that the game was broken because it wasn't, so... Really, who can say what's best? Yum! Oh.
I can, you are best.
Um,
Okay, keep on.
Oh, I missed the jump again. 0 for 2. So, we have to actually get Curly into that room in order to move the boulder, get access to Balrog 3. But Curly isn't in that room. In order to get Curly into that room, we need to kill another boss. And we can't do that because this is reverse boss order. You might have noticed the theme, and that's that this is reverse boss order.
Yeah, actually, the whole process of this run of breaking the extreme linearity of Kid Story is extremely involved.
So yeah, we carried the script over, we talked to those flowers, and Curly was in them. Don't worry about it. So now Curly wants us to hit the left side of that rock so we can move it out of the way. And now we can do that. So now that trigger, the object on the rock, is just always there. So we can just get to it. And Ghost Curly, because Curly turned into a ghost on her back, because we didn't take her to the room. Words. So we can just activate the script in here, and it's going to trigger the Balrog 3 fight.
It's also worth mentioning that the error handling in Kid Story 3D is extremely generous, to the point that the game will never break because it doesn't find an object, it cannot run an event. The game has an extremely generous error handler. To this time, we only know one way of crashing the game.
And it's not even to do with item quit. Like, none of the you see in this run, I cannot crash the game with anything I have done in this run. Like, I can't. None of the things I've done will crash the game. The only way I found to crash the game is to use an unused script in the game that will move, quote, out of bounds, and the game throws up an exception.
Oh yeah, that's the first huzzah of the run. Huzzah!
It's
I think I'm supposed to shout huzzah at this point.
Yes, that was a huzzah. Except it's oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's an eternal discussion because the first version of the game was translated by a team of fans.
Yeah,
and
brain is loading.
Currently known as the Aeon Genesis translation.
Amber loading screens.
However, later versions of this port later versions of this game, later official ports, had a new translation which replaced huzzah with an oya, which is technically more accurate to the Japanese version. However, it doesn't have the same vibe to it.
Okay, so if I just go left in the room in Labyrinth here, I'm going to trigger the boss fight, but the boss won't be loaded. Because the boss actually has a loading trigger in this room that is off to the left. And we can't actually get to it without triggering the boss fight. So we gotta use an item quit here. And also, on the subject of this game, this is actually the only port of the game that was actually headed by Daisuke Amaya, to my knowledge, from what I researched. And a lot of the changes to this game were actually made by him. Which is really interesting, in that they've not made it to any other future port of the game.
Only the Kid Story Switch version is started incorporated some minor changes of this one. However, most of the new areas and new content of Kid Story 3D has never made it to any other version of the game.
Okay, I safety saved, even though I really don't need to. Are you happy?
Yes.
I've actually died on this boss somehow. In the middle of a marathon run, and because I didn't safety save.
At the end of like 2 marathon runs.
Did I both?
I believe so.
Oh my god.
Some fun facts. Normally, there aren't as many bugs in this section as you're seeing right now. However, the game has a check after you kill score, and it will spawn more Gaudi in this section. Which means this is even harder now, because aside from the regular Gaudi that we found here and the boss, we need to take account for those armor Gaudi that take more damage to kill. Luckily, Amber has support, which means she can very easily deal with them.
That's okay, I get to get rid of all the cockroaches. I do not like the cockroaches. I do not like bugs. I do not like bugs.
I thought they were bees. Okay.
There's something, that's for sure.
Having flashbacks to Zelda randos, I do. Too many bees.
Bees! I need to play more Link to the Past rando. That's a good rando.
Anyway, this was very simple. It has 2 phases. The first one involved shooting the 4 weak points, and before that, the boss cannot actually receive any damage.
No!
Now the second phase is waiting for it to open its hatch, and then we can deal damage. As you can see, Amber is using the time to load the...
I'm regretting getting spurt for
And
this.
now this boss is cat.
Cat! Yeah. Yeah. Nyum. Oh. Nyum. So now we've got to go kill Pooh Black. Who, fun fact, Pooh Black is actually a cameo from the beta of this game that got scrapped and eventually turned into the game that you see me playing today. And it's just a fun little cameo from that original beta.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning that in the Luminous Cave story there was an almost complete beta, and
It
was completely scrapped in 2002 and remade from scratch. And Pooh Black is still surviving on this beta. So Pooh Black is indeed a sub-bark, unlike Balrog, who is a Nintendo Switch dog, as we've already established.
See, I could dodge this boss, but I really don't want to. So that is the labyrinth section done.
Now the issue is how are we gonna escape Labyrinth?
I mean, we could just go. We could walk. But that's slow. Walking is slow. Everyone knows that walking is slow. So we have
That's the plan.
plan. I didn't plan this out. I am improving this run, as you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So we need to get to Sand Zone. So in order to access the Taroko fight, we would need to get 5 dogs and take them to Jinka. But we can't actually open, like, there's a sealed part in the middle of the room which completely divides the area into 2 areas. And so we can't actually open that without killing a boss. And I don't know if you've been paying attention, but this is reverse boss order. We gotta kill the bosses in reverse boss order, or in reverse order. There's a theme here. So I need to absolutely not collect that life capsule at any cost, and that is not a suspicious thing to say. I would know I could. So I need to save at this save point, again, for non-suspicious reasons. Then you notice I'm playing this game as intended. So here's a problem. We've run into a problem. So we need to overflow from specifically the hidden Last Cave version. But in order to get into the hidden Last Cave version, we actually need to enter Last Cave with Booster 2.0. Our File 3 does not have Booster 2.0. So how do we do that? Well, we need to take our File 1, which is now saved in Sand Zone because we need it in Sand Zone, and we need to take it to a very specific door, and that door will take us to Last Cave. Specifically the hidden version, because they have different script links, mainly owing to an unused life capsule in Last Cave. And, you know, the boss. Also, hey, we got a life capsule. We're not going to keep the life capsule, but, you know, it's cool to look at.
Then you will move back and forth, and the game will give us a capsule every time we go through the trigger.
And hey, we entered Last Cave Hidden. And we're gonna item quit again, because actually I just like the Sand Zone's music, because it's a jam. Now, remember that life capsule I told you that we're not gonna collect? That's...
Oh no!
what I wanted. So that's a glitch, that's why we don't actually use the breakdown thing anymore. Because if we activate normal ending, for some reason, Quotes People needs him. Like, Quotes People just needs him. And he takes off. And I have no idea what causes that at all.
We've run that thing through several people, and we still have no idea why it happens.
Nobody is exactly sure why it happens, but it sure does. So, I absolutely do not need the life pot here. So now we have activated this cutscene, which opens up the thing. And I do not need this life pot, but I'm a little anxious, so I'm gonna collect it. Because, you know, marathon strats. Also, it's just cool. Like,
Yeah.
we get the life pot out of order. It's just there. Use it and your life will be fully restored, but just once. So, we now have the path to Taroko open. Also, shoutouts to everything shaking as usual.
Yeah, this is a good time to bring donations when we get to the boss.
I mean, the boss is gonna be me pressing buttons.
Yeah. So this is a good time to bring donations.
Imagine the video game pressing
Well,
buttons.
you know what? I was about to say, oh, we probably don't have any, but we do. We have a donation I can read. We have $20 from Leggy Starscream saying, Kane jumps. What do you need to jump? Legs. Kane betrays. You know who else betrays? Starscream. Clearly we should name Kane Leggy after the cutest Decepticon. Thank you, Leggy.
Thank you very much. And oh, please go ahead.
I was about to say that is an excellent point. And the Kane and Cecil naming convention, naming things, I think end like 6 minutes into the run. So if you do want to get in on that, like now's the time, or very shortly from now is the time.
Alright, so we've reached Drago.
Especially speaking of incentives, it might be a good idea to cut the classic thing in about 5-10 minutes. The classic versus story graphics.
All
Because
right.
we are starting to approach that section of the run.
Okay.
So we've reached Drago, the final boss of Samson. She was very much not designed to be fought with a Spur.
Spur is actually kind of slow. I actually want Toroko to jump and end here, because then I'm right in front of the door to leave. I am regretting deciding that Spur was a good idea. The struts were not worth me not being able to just mash the button to kill bosses. Yeah, like, we're about to get the weapon, which I should have gotten at the start of the run, and was like, you know what, Spur is cool. It is cool, but it's slow. So here is Blade, the best weapon in the game. Hello? The best weapon in the game, Barnhead. So I mentioned that this was the first Legend of Zelda, and it is because we got a sword, and that's all the proof you need. So now, when you kill Toroko, you activate this cutscene, which puts you in. I like that I'm pointing at the screen, even though they can't really see the screen, but whatever. Which sends you to Labyrinth, and then you have to go out of Labyrinth. And now the route used to just huzzah. The route used to just go through as glitches, get to the first save point you could get to, but I found a much faster way. So you notice that there's a teleporter in Arthur's house. Now, as everything in this game is just a script. It's just a script. Everything in this game, it's scripts all the way down. So we're gonna go steal that. We're gonna borrow Arthur's teleporter. We're not gonna steal it. Borrow.
We're gonna get it back.
Yum. So we're gonna give it back, but we're gonna ask this robot for help, and we got help. So we're in A corridor, the destroyed one. Hi, destroyed A corridor. Bye, destroyed A corridor. So we need to go back to Sand Zone. I have forgotten to do this before and lost a run because I just kind of forgot that there's 2 more bosses in Sand Zone. So we need to get back to Sand Zone, of course. Hang on. Brain is loading. Brain is loading. Thank you. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Amber loading screen over. Remind me next time I do a marathon run to install my web plugin. So now we are quickly approaching the point where we can just walk to bosses and say hello. We're just saying hello. We just want to talk.
Yeah, we want to have a friendly talk.
I'm confident that's how those encounters will go. Just gentle conversations over a nice cup of tea.
One day I will actually learn how to move through this area efficiently. Actually, this wasn't meant to be like the last time I ever run this category, but every time I run this category, I say it's the last time I'm ever going to run this category. And then I'm like, you know, that was kind of fun. I'm going to run this category somewhere. And it just never ends. The cycle never ends.
So yeah, you, the lovely person listening to this, you can run Kirby Story 3D.
Oh yeah, like I actually have full route guides and a lot of like explanations. I'm actually working on a series of tutorial videos for this game. Okay, and now...
Yeah, Amber, you need to get those tutorials done. I already made a...
That's Omega. That's Omega. Omega's gone. You're not expected to have the blade here, as you might have guessed. The blade's a little... All the pre-blade bosses don't have much health, for some reason.
Yeah, it's almost as if the game was expecting you to kill them first.
What? That doesn't...
Imagine!
But Emma, that's not reverse boss order, and this is reverse boss order.
Yeah,
in which I need to kill the bosses in reverse order.
Yeah, this is reverse boss adventure, as we have already established.
And this game is so much... This game is very chill on easy difficulty. Theoretically, normal is faster, but like, there's just no reason to run on to not run on easy. There's just no reason to. Like, in the fast strat, because you save your file after the first time you start it, you have to restart the first file again.
Also, Curly decided to show up. They were playing like they were trying to hide, and they put like as a surprise to say happy birthday, but instead of that, they pointed a gun at you.
Also, we're gonna say no to Curly because we don't want to upset Curly. And this is slow, but it's funny. And we're gonna trade for a machine gun, and we're not gonna get machine gun.
We also get 1 extra HP from that.
It's two extra HP, 2 full HP, one for each arm.
I am glad we've finally been introduced to Curly after seeing her throughout the entire run.
It just kind of pops in from nowhere.
Yeah, she's minding her own
great.
business. She's taking care of her children.
And we're going to leave the back room alone in everything that matters. So, we are now on to... We got 3 more Balrogs, and we got 2 of them coming up right next. So, brain loading times. Oh, I did that wrong. Brain should have loaded a second longer. So, now, we don't have the gum key. In order to get the gum key, we need to kill Balrog 2, which is the second Balrog fight, both in this run and as intended, because there are 3 of them. So, we need to get into there somehow. And just conveniently, the entrance to Labyrinth M in this room happens to lead exactly to the message the game tells you which you have unlocked the door. Now, we need to and then load file 2. Now, we're gonna once again take advantage of our friend, the Yamashita Farm save point, which isn't really a save point. It actually, if you notice, it uses a different message from the regular save point, because it is very clearly from an earlier point in development. So, that's a good track in the game, and it's a shame that it only plays there.
At least we get to hear it more than Moonsong.
We're gonna load the wrong file, which is, par for the course. We're gonna teleport to Bushlands. And now here's a little cool thing. This doesn't apply to the original releases of the game, but for some reason, the door to Santa's house in Bushlands is 2 tiles wide. And it saves like a fraction of a second in the speedrun. And it's just strange. I guess because they just thought that the doors are a little weird from the camera angle. Once again, I'm gonna load the wrong save file and exit out of the file. I'm getting ahead of myself. Now we reload Bushlands, and we're going to item quit out. We just need to get the script from Bushlands. And it's also convenient that we save there for, reasons. Now we're gonna unlock the gum door.
Oh, we got the one key.
Yum! We definitely have that key. We're gonna get the gum base. I believe it's base 4.
Yes.
As opposed to base 16.
I'll give it a chuckle.
It was more going for the sigh for my lovely wife here.
Could you believe I never did frog? Could you believe? Frog! Shouts to Girl Blaster.
With level 2 blade, you can actually 2 cycle it instead of 3, and it's amazing. It's beautiful. There we go, that's Bullfrog, everyone's favorite frog. Frog! Actually, I think the frog in Yoshi's Island is everyone's favorite frog, but that's...
Shouts to the frog in Girl Blaster.
No frog discourse today.
Yeah, all frogs are valid here today.
I love frogs. Okay, we're gonna collect this life capsule for safety. It's tradition. It's tradition at this point.
I was gonna say, wait, aren't you going towards, Balrog 1?
No, Balrog 2. This is Balrog 2.
Oh, I thought the frog might have been Balrog 2. I'm getting my bosses mixed up.
Don't worry, so do I. That's why I do them out of order.
Yeah, we actually, we intended to go through all the bosses in order, but then we got the order wrong.
I forgot which one came first.
So normally you are supposed to fight this boss with just Fireball. But of course, we have played, so bye.
Also, it's a good idea to cut off that incentive now.
All right.
We aren't going into hell, but it's like 5 minutes away.
So do you want to hear the answer yet, or do you want me to save
I
the
do.
suspense? Right now we are looking like it's going to be, well, looking like it is story mode.
Yay, people don't want to make the game look ugly. So, the only difference between story and classic mode is the sprites, rather the graphics. In classic mode, they're like fuzzy, out of focus versions of the original sprites for some reason. Like, actually,
Models.
this isn't part of the run, but I can show it off air, actually. Yeah, so they just look like this. This isn't the infinitive, this is just for fun. Because it doesn't lose time.
Wow,
Where-
classic quote in a 3D world looks really awkward.
Weird. Yeah, it's very off-putting. Hang on. Brain loading. I was not supposed to go back through there. That was an old route. I changed the route. So yeah, like the Japanese version actually like has a number of improvements. It actually came out like 6 months after this version of the game. It has a lot of small optimizations and has like extra characters in the classic mode, and it's just really strange.
But most importantly for the speedrun, the item quality glitch is patched in that version.
Yes, and text is much faster. Okay, so now I'm saving over here for reasons. So we need to go to Egg Corridor, and we only have one file that is capable of getting to Egg Corridor quickly. So we're going to leave from Bushlands. We're not going to save outside of Bushlands for a very important reason. We're going to do something that looks like a regular speedrun, but that's in a minute. So we're going to go to Egg Corridor. So we are down to the last 2 bosses before the final gauntlet. We are to Igor, which is everyone's favorite, like, chunky lad, and we're gonna end quit in Egg Corridor. And would you guess that the door to Balfrog and the door past Igor are the same door, just really conveniently for me at least.
This game just seems to want us to break it. Like everything worked when we started routing it.
So we need to do this cutscene, or else the doors won't unlock. I mean, the door won't unlock, but another door will unlock, and because this game is broken, we can just get out using that. Using very intense routes. So, see ya, Memoriam.
See ya, Madeline.
Hey, Luigi.
Okay, now everyone quiet.
This is very difficult. Oh, I took damage already. This is not looking good.
Bye.
That's Igor.
Bye, Igor. He'll be fine. He's just taking a nap.
When you notice, those laser gate thing does not go away. So we need to get out of. We need to recover our health because it's necessary. And now, oh, not in quitting here because that would be very silly. Now we need to go kill the absolute most difficult boss in the run. If I can get absolute pure silence, I don't know if I've practiced enough for this fight. We're gonna fight.
In you.
I need to click yes in his dialogue.
That's the hardest part of the run.
This is the hardest part of the. Oh, I forgot the cutscene skip. Well, I'm.
Okay, we get a free cutscene.
Okay, so I was supposed to skip this cutscene by going to Bushlands with file 2, item quitting, then exiting out from that teleporter, because the game triggers this cutscene when you leave the Egg Corridor teleporter. And of course, each teleporter and areas are different objects and trigger different scripts. I forgot to do that. So like, welcome to the worst cutscene in K-Story 3D because it's got the loading screens, it's got the switching between rooms, it's got all the text. This is like 60, 70-second time loss.
No, it gives us time to mentally prepare for the boss that's coming up.
Yeah, like I'm calming myself down, I'm preparing. I'm getting ready. Spur blade.
Blade.
Okay. That's actually much harder.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to. Well, you'll see. You'll see why this is much harder than Spur. So Spur, I would.
Okay, what does chat think though? Is Spur or Blade? Or Blade?
They have like 2 seconds to figure it out.
I say blade.
Okay.
Okay.
My vote counts.
Yes, your vote now counts. Congratulations, you are officially part of the Cave Story 3D community. The joke
Yes!
there is that we are the Cave Story 3D community.
I am going to put this on my resume.
The entire case story 3D is here.
So, okay, do I manage to click yes? This, I need to focus. I need to focus very much. Also, Balrog's theme in the Cave Story 3D soundtrack is wonderful, and Balrog's theme in it is incredible, and we never hear it actually reach the main part of it, and it's very sad.
Huzzah!
Also, we should mention that the soundtrack for this game was remade by Danny B. Who you
Remember
might
which one?
have heard about. The Yes one.
Okay, I did it. I beat Balrog.
Done.
I like how you've got a knife and he's like, hey, do you want to fight me with that pea shooter?
Balrog forgot where he put his glasses this morning, which is something I can sympathize with a lot. What's my favorite game in the morning? Where'd I put my hairbrush? Where'd I put my glasses?
Yes.
Where'd I put my hair tie? The sequel, the Where'd I Put My Hairbrush. Okay, so now we have beaten all of the bosses except for the first boss. Or, not the first boss, the other first boss in the other direction.
The final
Yeah.
boss.
The
So-
first last boss.
So, I mean, there are two, so it is the first last boss. So, we need to get back to Balcony 2, the second version of Balcony. So, how do we do that? Well, turns out that both versions of Throne Room are in fact the same room, and the exit from Throne Room
Will get us back to the escape sequence that we escaped from earlier in the run.
I'm getting the weirdest deja vu from Luigi. And hey, okay, so now, as I mentioned, there's one section of the run where we are beholden to Pixel's actual vision for the game. There is a small chance I can die here.
So, this is the Bloodstained Sanctuary, the final control of the run. Everyone who has at least tried to complete the Cave Story Best Ending route knows this place.
Oh,
This
and
called,
I
like,
messed up.
or something in the original.
Yeah,
Or is this always okay?
yeah, it's in the original. Also, I should mention that this is the chance to talk about the slowest timer in the entire world. So, in the original game, you have an in-game timer which you can play, which will tell you the time you have for this
Wait,
game.
I'm on easy, and I have
the
100.
original game is 50 FPS.
I was dodging things, but I have so much health I don't have to. Maybe I should run this game with 150 health more often. This is the worst room in the game. This is the worst room in the entire game. Everything in this room is random except for the buttes. And like, those do 10 damage. I'm usually here with 15 HP.
Yeah,
It's bad.
sadly at this section of the run we aren't playing Reverse Butte Adventure, so we'll have to go...
Why did I hear you?
Okay.
Really?
For some explanation about the slowest timer in the world. So this game has an in-game timer for
God.
this section, which you are actually now seeing in the corner.
Well, see, I told you all Curly would be okay.
Yeah. The original version runs at 50 frames per second, and therefore the timer is tailored for 50 frames per second. Every other version of the game, including Cave Story Plus for Steam, Cave Story Plus for Switch, and Cave Story WiiWare, run at 60 frames per second, and therefore have their timers at 60 frames per second compensated for that time. However, this version runs at 60 frames logically, but only 30 frames per second for the display.
Also, there's a skip here. You're supposed to go up there, and I didn't, but then I, messed up.
Yeah, that's a common scheme seen in Cave Story speedruns. Okay, and to wrap up the story with the timer is only updating every 30 frames.
For safety.
However, the game is running at 50, so the in-game timer is running hilariously slow.
Also, I forgot that was fast. It's fast to go up the top. I keep forgetting that because I always used to go at the bottom.
So there we got a lot more missiles, so we're still gonna kill Mikani for a quick kill near the end of the run.
You can actually hit that, but I don't actually know how to. Also, this is the boss where there's a small skip you can do at the end, but it doesn't seem to work on 3D for some reason.
Also, I wonder what that boss is. Anyone has any ideas? Run away! Well done!
Actually, if I had kept 127 or more health, I could have actually just gotten hit by that and gone down. Actually, that might be interesting. I don't think it's not worth it. It's not worth it. But that would have been cool to actually plan for. I did not think of that until right now. Write that one down.
Already done.
So,
Annotated in the wiki.
we are coming up on the final boss. Well, the second final boss.
Now, the first boss in the game, as per normal.
Our good friend Sans Cave Story.
Da-da-da-da.
I remember being so proud the first time I beat this area, and I
It-
bet this is going to be a little bit easier.
I don't actually know the fast trap for this. Spoilers.
So it's worth mentioning that because we have Curly in this section, Curly has the level 1 Nemesis, which is the most spammable and powerful weapon in the run, followed only by Blade. Now, we also should mention that Orb. In this category, we fight the Orb, we don't save the Orb, we fight it, we stand in its side.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try the fast trap. I'm gonna mess it up. Okay, I messed it up. Well, wait, how? Okay, nobody saw that. Oh, I actually need to get XP there because I missed some of the XP capsules. This is gonna be a little slow because I messed up earlier. One day I will learn that strat.
So now we need to shoot up the ice and collect whatever experience those bats up there drop for us, which will be useful. And now we're ready for the final section of the run. This is trap. Number is gonna prepare for a quick kill. Summer is gonna jump on the platform, take damage there on purpose.
No! I'm gonna mess it up like twice, like in my PB, which is terrible.
There we go.
I'm legit.
Now we're just gonna spam missiles.
Time is not yet. Time is on the final input of the game, which is the final text. But it is coming. Yeah, 2 minutes 9 seconds. That was definitely my hell time. Don't worry about it.
Anyway, the
It's not
plan
running
was-
too slow, nothing.
No. So yeah, that is the run, but time of course isn't yet. And yeah, like that's Cave Story 3D. It's a game I stumbled on. Nobody had really touched it much for like 9 years since it had come out.
Yeah, for
And-
reference, the 80% time when Amber picked up the game was like 16 minutes.
It was 16 minutes, and I brought it down to 3 minutes and 23 seconds. Which is the current world record. I could probably like cut off another like 23 seconds, but it's not an interesting run. And like New Game Plus New Game Plus any percent is 46 seconds. And 45 seconds of that is mashing text up from the ending cutscene. It's a good category.
Anyway, shouts to the Cave Story 3D community, which is just the two of us.
Hey, Golder is technically part of it.
Also shouts to Periwinkle, one of the Cave Story Plus speedrunners.
If it weren't for Periwinkle explaining to me exactly how the buffer in Cave Story Freeware works, which was the one piece of the puzzle I needed to unlock everything about this game and completely bust the game in half, was just how the buffer worked. And because of that, I was able to bring this game down to 3 minutes 23 seconds. I was able to find a best ending, a warp into best ending. I was able to route this. Like, it's just incredible.
This
And
was an unreal run.
time.
Hey, GG, that was awesome.
So also, the credits in this game are bugged. I think they're fixed in the Japanese version, but the game doesn't actually check what ending you got and always shows you the best ending credits. For some reason. But yeah, that's Cave Story 3D. I'd recommend at least playing the game casually. It's an incredible game. Cave Story itself is an incredible experience. And if you're curious on how to run the game, well, would you guess we have guides on how to do that?
Anyone can pick up the game. It's a little hard to get.
It's a little hard to understand, but with a little bit of practice, I think honestly anyone can complete a run of this game, even of the non-glitch categories, which are a little harder in terms of execution. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for having me.
Super, super good. Thank you so much for showing that off. Everyone out there watching and having a wonderful time, don't go too far away. We have a Final Fantasy IV quality of life hack coming up with everyone's favorite, Natara, whom we not too long ago was hosting for us. So hang tight, chill, relax. Think about donations. We've still got some characters to name. and we'll be back.